Welcome to this holy instant now. An instant to stop and remember. Remember who and what you truly are, beyond the matrix of fear, lack, and limitation. All that seems to limit you in this world is only an illusion that demands your continued belief and attention in order to have any power over you. Now is your opportunity to let go of whatever stands in the way of your complete awareness of your true and original self. And now, sit back with your spine upright. Get comfortable and take a deep, slow breath. And as you exhale, release both past and future. Release both memory and imagination, and become fully present in the now. And let's begin. Today, we practice with this idea to strengthen our commitment, overcome limitations, and move beyond defensiveness into the fullness of our spiritual awakening. I am the Holy One of God Himself. Release yourself from the world's bondage and embrace your true identity as the holy extension of the one infinite Creator. Denying your own divinity is led only to fear, chaos, and despair. Recognize that you are still as God created you, despite the many dreams you seem to have and all the ways in which they seem to have shaped you. You are as God created you. And anything God creates is like Himself, holy, sinless, guiltless, an endless spring of love, and immortal. By accepting your true identity, you not only free yourself from the illusion, but also bring salvation to the world. As the child of God awakens, the world reflects His holiness and suffering dissolves. The world is freed when you remember that you are the Holy One of God, the beloved creation of the one infinite Creator Himself. Take a deep, slow breath, and as you let it go, connect now with a sense of purpose and intent that will guide the rest of your practice period. The purpose of today's practice is to go past your false self-perceptions as weak, frail, and afraid, which all come from the denial of your true identity. And in place, remember that you are the holy creation of God Himself. The outcome of mastering this lesson is the experience of freedom, inner peace, and the ability to bring salvation and mercy to both yourself and the world. It is a transformative shift in perception that leads to recognizing and embodying your divine nature, allowing you to bless the world by simply being your true self. So take a deep, slow breath now. And as you exhale slowly, release your attention from both past and future. Sink deeply into presence and open your mind to a different perception and an insight into your true self. Your perception shapes the world around you. If you see the world as your jailer, in other words, if you see the world as something that limits you or stands in the way of your happiness, and something that is filled with so-called enemies and obstacles that pose a threat to you, this is because you have assigned this role to the world in your own mind. And yet this role is not inherent in the world. Rather, it is your denial of your true self which turns the world into this in order to support your false identity. The world is only a mirror to your consciousness. It takes its direction from you in the same way that your imagination does. In truth, you are part of the infinite Creator Himself, limitless in power and in peace. Your denial of who you really are makes the world appear as an opposing power that seems to have the capacity to limit you and threatens to take away your peace. When you reverse the denial of your true identity through the contemplation of today's practice, you release the world from having to play the part of your prisoner. By humbly embracing your inherent glory as the holy child of God, one with the Creator and the source of all things, you release the world to be a reflection of love instead of a reflection of fear. Now, take another deep, slow breath. And as you let it go, open your awareness to your true self and nothing else. And with no concern but now, begin the time of silence in which you receive the voice of God within you with these words: I am the Holy One of God Himself. I cannot suffer, cannot be in pain, I cannot lose, nor can I fail to do all that salvation asks. Repeat this slowly and contemplate as you let the meaning of the words lead you to the experience. I am the Holy One of God Himself. I cannot suffer, cannot be in pain. I cannot lose, nor can I fail to do all that salvation asks. What is it except a game that you play in imagination, in which your true identity can be denied? You are as God created you. All else but this one thing is folly to believe. Yet in this one thought is everything set free. In this one truth are all illusions gone. In this one fact is sinlessness proclaimed to be forever part of everything, the central core of its existence and its guarantee of immortality. Hear but this: all power is given you in heaven and earth. There is nothing that you cannot do. You play the game of death, of being helpless, of being pitifully tied to disillusion and death in a world which shows no mercy to you. And yet, when you accorded mercy, then will its mercy shine on you. Let the Holy One of God awaken from his sleep, opening his holy eyes to return again to bless the world he dreamt into manifestation. In error it began, but it will end in the reflection of his holiness, and he will sleep and dream no more of the dream of death. Your waking glory is the light that saves the world. You are the Holy One of God Himself. Remember this, and all the world is free. Remember this, and earth and heaven are one. I am the Holy One of God Himself. I cannot suffer, cannot be in pain. I cannot lose, nor can I fail to do all that salvation asks. And now, as you approach the completion of this practice period, take one more deep, slow breath, breathing in all of the energy and frequency of your practice, breathing it all the way to the top, and for a moment hold it as you behold the intention to integrate the fruits and insights of your practice into your awareness and thought system now. And as you exhale slowly, relax and release and allow the integration to take place. And remember to bring this feeling and this awareness with you into the rest of your day. You are the Holy One of God Himself. Remember this, and all the world is free. And as we close this practice period, take a moment to feel gratitude. Give thanks for yourself to showing up and saying yes to your awakening, the healing of your mind, and the revelation of the truth in your life. And for a moment, contemplate how this day will be lived differently now that you are aware and in remembrance of your oneness with the infinite Creator. If you feel inspired, share in the comments about your revelation and the decision of how you will live this day in the awareness of the truth. May you be at peace and know your true self.